Everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the newest version in the world of Monster Strike. The version 24.0 does just dropped, and in fact we got a brand new title sequence too, which we'll see right here. Features the 5 swords getting their most recent transcension, which I'm sure everybody is excited about. Hopefully you saw the gacha video I did yesterday, where I did not only the end of the XFLAG Park gacha, but also getting the guaranteed sword gacha after that as well. And my attempt to see if I can't get anything extra afterwards was taken on that video. But there's actually a lot of small things here and there that we want to take a look at. I know I did say at the end of the live broadcast that I was kind of disappointed with this update. There wasn't that much in terms of game-changing things to look forward to. That hasn't changed really when we looked at all of the other small updates. But there's a bunch of things that you should be aware of, and so let's make sure that you're not missing out on any of them. So the first thing here is a filtering update on this multi-sanka here, the co-op play. If you click that button, you will now see that there is a additional option here on the top to now filter stuff, and that is this blue button you see here. If you click this blue button, you will be able to filter what quests you are looking at. Now, this is not going to be a problem for most of us remotely, because we don't have that many people playing around you. But of course, in Japan, for example, in XFLAG Park, there's going to be hundreds, thousands of people maybe even hosting quests, and maybe you only want to look out for certain things. Well, this menu allows you to filter for certain things. Let's take a look at the main menu here. First, you can see that you have normal, event, and temple. In the second row, you have the library, guardian beasts, and then evo materials. There is more you can hit that arrow on top to open up that menu, and you can see you get the sacred beasts, the practice grounds, and the historical ruins, where you can play with preset teams. And if you also want to play some of those insightful playground stages, that will also be there. I doubt these ones will have that many options, so that's probably why they are hidden behind the arrow there. You can also see that there will be limited time events, and the buttons will probably come and go as you see, but in the example slide there, it shows tower. And then since the abyss is not up, you don't see it available as a button, but if it were to be up, and it can be up at the same time as the tower, you can pick the middle button there, and then the rightmost button, or at least it's in the middle for now, is the boat stages. And of course, if there's no active boat stages, you won't see that, but these will probably shift around as the different stages, limited time stages, are active. You can also pick the quests specifically. You can click this big blue button on top, and you've got the active events here, which if you look on the schedule, what is being hosted right now. Or you can see what stages are time bellable, and you can search for that specifically in the second area. Or you can click the tab on the top right and just go directly to the library and see if there's anybody hosting anything specifically that you care about. So that is the update with the filtering ones. If you run into trouble, trying to find the quest you want, this is helpful. But for those of you like me who are overseas, it's probably not something you ever had any complaints about. Next, when you host a stage, you can now freely lock or unlock your room from the screen. Normally, you would have to do it here, and you have to do it ahead of time. But now, you can go ahead. It's like, okay, I'm going to host. And then it's like, oh, dang it, I forgot that I locked it. Before, you would have to exit and then replay. But now, you can simply click that button, and now this room is no longer locked. And so this is really nice. You don't ever have to break a room because you messed up on that. Or maybe, you were hoping for a fourth, but then that fourth couldn't come. And then now you're scrambling to find a replacement, but that person didn't know your code. Then, just turn it off, and then you are good. So this is a nice update. You cannot change the password number though, so once you set that, it is set in stone. But being able to, this is a nice small quality of life update where you don't have to break the room because you want to unlock or lock a room. So that's pretty cool. Next up is a Monspot update. This is, of course, do keep in mind that to fully take advantage of this feature, you really do need to be in Japan. There are no Monspots available outside of the actual Japan area. However, you can always put your My Spot down, right, with this button. This is still available, and you can still use this feature on it, but of course you are limited to that one spot, and you don't really get the variety that many Japanese folks will be able to take advantage of. Now, the main difference here is that they have added this new main antenna, which is this gold looking crown you see on top here, and this can be applied to any Monspot, and you can take full advantage of that spot even if you move away from it. Before, if you could take advantage of your, was it main antenna? I forget what it was called before, but was it my antenna? I don't remember, but whatever it had before, you could use it, but if you ever moved away from it, you would no longer be able to get that bonus from it. You would have to find another spot that you're nearby to take full advantage of it. This one, every day, and of course remember, a Monster Strike day is 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. The next day. You can slap this main antenna on it, and you will be able to take full advantage of it for the entire day. Now, do keep in mind that this main antenna only applies to quests where you solo or you host the stage. If you join as a guest, you will not be able to take advantage of your main antenna. But obviously the big thing here is that even if you move away from it, you're able to take full advantage of that bonus for the rest of the day, which is nice. And any previously existing features will continue to work with the sub antenna, and that is the silver one. You see that it's under the gold antenna. It has the same idea. This one always applied, regardless. But of course, it is a reduced bonus. You don't get as much out of it as you would from the main antenna. Also, your sub antenna does apply when you join as a guest. That doesn't change as before. So, remember, for those of you outside of Japan, just slap the other two. When you are ready to apply your antenna, you will get the option of where you want to include one or both. Obviously, for us foreigners, just add both. There's no reason not to, and you'll always take advantage of your My Spot when you join or host quests. Now, do you remember that the sub antenna will apply for quests where you join as a guest? So you might as well do it if you do co-op here and there. It's just a free bonus. Why not? And as you can see, you can apply both the main and sub antenna to the same spot with no problem. Alright, now this one I can't show, but if you want to skip the gacha animation, you can now just tap the screen to immediately show the results of the monster that comes out. You won't have that animation of the egg jumping, cracking, and then the light dissipating so you can see the monster. This does apply to single pulls. So, single pulls, whether or not it's a new monster, right? It goes to that full animation. Actually, you know what? We will be able to see it because we have this thing, which I'll do at the end of the video. So you know what? Let's do it now. Why not? Let's do it now. You can do this. And by the way, okay, you know what? I'm just going to skip to this. This gacha is a 50% chance to get a 5-6 star monster. You have only a few days before it goes away, so you make sure you do this. However, it does cost orbs. It is limited to a single pull. It costs 5 orbs. It costs 5 orbs. It costs 5 orbs. And you know what that means? If you do not get a 5-6 star monster, you will be adding 1 tick to your Hoshidama. So do be careful if you are priming your Hoshidama for JoJo collab, for example, which I am doing, right? So I am at 46, so I'm safe. I'll get to 47 if I don't get lucky, but it is only general pool monsters, and it only includes monsters that were included up to July 2nd, 2020. That should be 2022, not 2021, I think, right? Let me double check the page, but why is this not showing up? Okay, but the important thing here is that you keep in mind if you're gonna pop your Hoshidama or not, because if you are waiting for you're at 49 out of 49, right? That's not good. And you know what? I've had this way since like I've transferred to the there you go. Transferred to the PowerPoint format to show all this stuff, and I think I've had 2021 for the whole time. But anyways, it is until 2022 of July 2nd, not 2021. Alright, so let's do this, and we are just going to skip the animation, even though it's fun, but got to show off the new feature. Alright, so this is a single pull, so even though it's a new, it's gonna be it's not necessarily a new monster. I can tap the screen to skip it as this shows. So here you go, strike shot. Right. There you go. See, not as fun. I don't enjoy that. I'm probably not going to take advantage of this, and I'm actually probably going to be sad if I accidentally tap the screen, right, to do that. But hey, look at that. I did get a new monster, Ono no Imoko, which actually is really nice, I think. I thought Ono no Imoko was supposed to be yeah, it sounds like a girl's name, but it's actually a guy. I think that's the shtick here. But I do believe he has some usage somewhere. It seems fun. Yeah, 24. Really nice. Ooh, I'm happy about that. Anyways, that's the new feature you can have with skipping the gacha animation. I'm not a fan of it, but for those of you who are impatient, all you have to do is tap the screen. It's not an option you have to turn on. It is just available by default. I hope they actually add an option to turn it off, because I don't want that to happen, to be honest. Now, let's take a look at some other updates. Going forward, if you ever activate a Eruberu bell or a time shift bell, it will now show the time remaining on the home screen right under that quest button, as you can see on the image below. If you happen to have both an Eruberu bell and a time shift bell active, it will just rotate itself between the two and showing one after another. There is an update to the UI for Waku Waku related items and the scrolls, the many different types of scrolls you can apply to your monsters. They have been combined into a single menu item, which can be seen here. Let's click that, and you can now see that there are now tabs to separate the two, but they are within the same menu. The left tab will let you access all of your Waku Waku Min stuff, as well as combining Max Luck monsters to give monsters an Ableberry slot. And then you can tap this tab here to go to your scrolls and apply those to the monsters that you wish. So just a small tightening of the UI. It was definitely getting a little bit long here, I think. So I think that's one reason why they just consolidated them into a single button. Next up, you can now see quests that have null transport wall as a gimmick. I don't know if I can find anything quickly that has it. No, I'm not going to be able to remember. Was one of the new ones tap it? I think. There we go. Yeah. Tsatuga. There you go. As you can see, his quest does have the transport wall gimmick. You can now see it there in the list of icons, which of course you should be getting worried about a little bit now that you're going to see that. It's probably going to be much more of a mainstream gimmick going forward. You can also filter your box for monsters that have null transport wall, as you can see that I've already done. Do note that it is hidden behind the drop down menu here, so if you want to see it, click that arrow and look for Anti Tenso Kabe. You can try to target, pattern match with the katakana and kanji there, or just remember it's row 4, column 2. But again, now that we're seeing that pop up everywhere, we should start to get scared. I expect some kind of buff update in the next, maybe month or so that is going to slap null transport walls on a bunch of monsters. I think it's a reality that we cannot avoid. There is an update to the affinity reward system. As you know, if you play, I think, was it 10 and 20 times with the same person, fill up that gauge, you used to get an affinity orb exchange ticket. if you go to the where's it, the friend list? Yeah, if you go to the, no, it's not in the friend list, in the shop. Yeah, if you go into the shop list, you will now see this orb exchange icon. If you still have old tickets, those will still have the old icon for now. We'll go into that later. But there is a new rule with these simply orb exchange tickets. One, it can be exchanged for 5 orbs. That's no different. 2, you can only exchange a max of 40 tickets per month. I don't remember if that number is exactly the same, but there definitely was a limit before. But the biggest thing here is the number of free orbs that you have in your account cannot exceed 200. If you have more than 200 orbs, you will not be able to exchange these tickets anymore. And that is a very interesting change. They are definitely trying to curb people from going affinity farming crazy. Obviously, if you grab them and spend them, there's no problem with that. But you are going to be stuck with these tickets and not be able to exchange for them as long as you are above 200 orbs. Now, of course, you can just save them. And like I said, if you're just waiting to use them at the end of the year, I think it still works in the end. But that orb, it's not just there. You're going to have to take the time to come back here, exchange. And you're going to be limited to just 40 tickets per month, which is 200. So you're really not going to be able to fully cash in like you have before. So any of you who are hyper affinity, farmers, this is going to affect you. But for those of you who are casual about it, this means absolutely nothing to you. So don't worry about it. Now, the last note I was saying is if you do still have your old tickets from before the update, those still function as they have before. Those do not have any limits in terms of how much you can, depending on how many orbs you have in your account. You can still exchange that, no problem. However, I do believe there was a limit before. That limit still applies per month. So do keep that in mind if you have the old tickets still. And we have a whole bunch of small miscellaneous updates. Well, I just realized I should update my tablet before the video ends so that I can do a pull on there. But just some small updates here and there that you might be interested in, and just making sure that you keep track of. The speed up filter option when you are looking for bump combos. Let's see, where was it? And then usual combo here, and then speed up. Where we go? There you go. Speed up is there. Speed up will now include. I guess I forgot to sort by ability. It will now have those combination bump combos. Where are you? Oh, and that's not an ability I want. Sorry. There you go. There you go. You will now be able to see those combo bump combos. Combo bump combos. That, include speed up. So, the bump combo speed up, the defense speed up, the attack speed up. Those 3 combined, abilities will show up on this bump combo search, which makes sense, right? You decided that you wanted that, and well, why not? Not sure why it's not letting me update. Anyways, next, the library. I know people were really enjoying this update. If you go to the library, it will now show a default state different from before, which is much more helpful. By default, if you own that boss monster, you will see in your box which monster has the highest luck. It will now be displayed on that monster. So you can now easily see that, okay, I have 65 Horai, right? Maybe I should get off my butt and finally finish her off. Or that, well, I guess Izanami you should have seen that I finished, but there you go, Doom. I don't have any Dooms available. That was Doom, right? Yeah. If you don't have any copies of that monster in your box at the moment, then you'll see the luck instead. sorry, the rarity instead. And so obviously the big thing here is that you can see the existing luck without having to search for it first, right? Or sort for it, which is nice, right? You save a bunch of clicks, which is always a good thing for UI design, minimizing the amount of clicks that your user needs to do. Happy camper for sure. This one's a little weird update. I'm not sure if I understood it properly, or why they did it, but if you try to feed or sell a transcended Kai monster, the game will no longer put up a warning message saying you are doing something weird with a transcended Kai monster. However, and I think this just needs to be like a system process update, but if that monster happened to be scrolled for whatever reason, like before it got a transcended Kai, that warning will still exist. So go figure. Not sure what that's trying to do, but they're probably tightening something in the back end, so this is the result. This one also is a little funny. There was some tweaks and calculations for how the Ableberry that reduces poison damage works. So depending on some of the severity levels, it might reduce damage by 1 less than before. So this was probably some rounding implications that they had before. So either they had something wrong, or maybe they had the wrong rounding setting going on. But if you happen to notice that you reduced poison damage by 1 less than before, please understand that is a change that they made. This might be good for a few folks. As you know, when you purchase, I don't personally know, when you purchase items, they do have a system in place so that they kind of prevent you from accidentally double buying something. When that happens, a warning message pops up and says, hey, don't purchase. We're not letting you purchase this to prevent you from, accidentally doing this twice. Before, you would have to wait 30 minutes before you could purchase again. As of 24.0, that wait has been reduced to 10 minutes, which I'm sure is nice. And one small thing is that if you look on the quest, you go to events. That's not events. You may have noticed that the time shift icon has been updated to show a bell rather than, I think it was a 24 icon with a clock on it. That it's just more obvious that it's a travel bell now, which I think is a solid decision UI-wise. And like I've said, we've got the 50% post-update gacha. My tablet has finished updating, and unfortunately I am full on my box right now. So as I stall for time, as we actually, here's another update. When you look at the monsters you're selecting to delete, for example, the checkbox is now more of a blue color. Before, I'm sure it was just like a green, check mark. So that's a small tweak, I believe, as well. Actually, I'm not sure I like it. I think I like the green button more. It's a little bit more obvious. There's a lot of blue already, that light blue already with all those Ableberries, right? So, not so sure. But like I said, this is a just a single pull with a 50% chance to get a 5-6 star monster. Costs 5 orbs. Make sure you watch out for your Hoshidama status. I am good. And here we go. Strike shot. And again, you can use this to take advantage of your of that new feature to skip the gacha thing. But oh, is this Rigel? No, Topaz. Cool. So double wins for my accounts. That's awesome. Also, don't forget that I already finished it on my main account, but there is a post-update quest that is available. Actually, is it on the bottom? No, it's just gone. Is it here, maybe? Yeah, it just disappears. But there is a post-update quest that is available every post-upgrade. Make sure you do it. It is 5 orbs. If you want basically a free pull at the 50-50 gacha, that's the way to get your 5 orbs. Highly recommended for new players. Doing a coin flip for that is very much worth it. For those of you who are veterans, maybe not as interesting, but I personally like the chance to get it. It is in the event menu, by the way. Yeah, on the very top you can see that Morling, King Morling. Make sure you don't forget to do that. You have until the 15th of July 2022 to do that. All right, And that is it for the big updates. I'm sure there'll be small things here and there. If anything, big was hidden in this update, I will let you know. We'll also be looking forward to see if there's any new confirmed gacha animations in the upcoming gacha. Obviously, we'll have something specific to JoJo, but if there's anything else in the general pool that gets updated, we'll have to keep our eyes out for that. So, anyways, let me know if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget ENG Monst has all of the latest news from myself on there. Anything from XFLAG Park should be up there. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Let me know if I did. And of course, join the Discord channel to talk with other folks who speak English and love the game as well. That's it for me today. Thank you for watching. I know it's a long video, but I do appreciate it. And until next time, bye bye.